also, this morning I was coming in and I had the opportunity to speak to one of the young men with the Scouts. Like a lot of you in the room, I was a Scout. And so I'm looking for the traditional merit badges, and because it's been a long time for me. And I said, well, what rank are you? And he said, I'm a Life Scout. Well, the uniforms have changed, but Scouting hasn't changed. Scouting is still the core to a lot of those character traits that we as young men and now women in Scouting hopefully possess. A lot of our former presidents were Scouts. A lot of our civic leaders were Scouts. After the last president, the present president, he's not a Scout, obviously. But, and I don't want to get into a political thing, but some of our community leaders that I grew up with were Scouts. Sam Jones, the president of the Urban League. Reggie Jones, one of the longest thriving black entrepreneurs in this city, Mark Hughes, was an Eagle Scout. I didn't make it Eagle Scout. So I would hope that we today are going to renew our pledge. We've had this discussion since my 40+ years as an adult now about Scouting and what it means to the black community, the overall community. But every time we have these type of meetings, and we lose focus. As I was saying to Deborah Wilson and to Jim and others, Victor, and as we were putting this together, we don't seem to have sustainability with Scouting in the black community. I don't think that that's the case. We don't have a knowledge of sustainability. We have sustainability because there are lots of us in this room that are Scouts. Gary Hobbs is an Eagle Scout. But we've got to address that, and I would hope that we have some candid dialogue as we move forward. So that's the end of my comments today, other than I'm going to have to leave early. There are some pledge cards on here, so I'm going to go ahead and get to it right now, and they'll lead you up to where they want you to be. But obviously, Scouting can't make it without funds. But more important than funds, we need your volunteerism. We need each of you to not just yourselves, but your churches, your places of employment, your homes. We need to tell our story, and I hope that we do that going forward.
I'm Debbie Wilson, and I'm one of the board members for Crossroads of America, and I'm pleased to be a board member of Crossroads for a number of reasons. I didn't know anything about Scouting until a good friend of mine who was on the board said, Debbie, we need you on the board. And because he was a friend, I said, fine, let me work that out. So I've been an advisory board member, I've been on the board, now on the executive council of the board now for the past 8 years. Every time I think it's time for my term to end, somehow something happens and someone says, no, you didn't start until this year, and my time continues and progresses. I'm pleased about that. One of the things that we're trying to do just to get to the point of purpose of why you all are here today, as one of the board members, it was phenomenal to me. In fact, it was frightening when I learned several years ago that we have Cub Scouts who don't have enough troops to progress to. We have African American Cub Scouts who don't have a traditional troop to progress to. And so what happens to those Cub Scouts when there's no traditional troop for them to go to? They're done. And we don't want them to be done with Scouting, because the Scouting experience takes you all the way to a traditional Boy Scout troop. And hopefully, through that experience, you will learn all the leadership skills that Scouting has to offer, and that it does offer and has for so many. And ultimately, if it is a kid's desire, then as they go through the Scouting progression,